And I know you guys want to find out what's inside, right? We're at the US Open. We're gonna go find out how Titleist prepares their players for a major. We're going inside the truck. Let's go. All right, thanks for having us in here. A little slice of heaven you got here.
Yeah, welcome to the tour van. You know, we're just finishing up preparations for the US Open, so want to be able to show you guys around.
Absolutely. So take us through a little bit of what, I know you're very busy this week, obviously, what you're doing to get the players prepared for the country club this week, Brookline, the US Open.
Yeah, I mean, number one for us is always going to be maintenance. You know, we try to do as much prep as we can for players prior to being here. So step one, grips. You know, you're going to want to make sure you have fresh handles. You get a little warm here in New England, so want to make sure everything's prepped and you have the best conditions possible. So Justin Thomas this week, always fresh grips at majors. Everything in here is built to be the same so that we always can make sure that everything's set up. So we even measure the tape out so that every time Justin gets his tape done, it's the same length. We really want to make it efficient for our players so that they can prepare on the golf course. So everything we're doing is, you know, like Bones will drop the clubs off. We're gonna go through, cut grips, peel tape off, new tape, new grips, check his lofts and lies, and get him back out on his way so he can prepare. You know, other players here that, you know, are playing in a major for the first time, you know, we may need to try a TSI driver, we might need a new different fairway wood or hybrid. So we variety of shafts. Everything in the truck is built for what's needed. So a wood shaft's 46 inches, these are 46 inches, a grip 10.5 inches, so the drawers are built to accommodate that. So interestingly enough, early in the week we did build some TSI hybrids and high lofted fairway woods, but it seems like a lot of players are moving a little bit towards utility irons. So we have built a number of T200 and U505s this week. So guys looking for some stuff off the tee, and a little higher launching out of the fairway into greens.
So basically, if it's in the Titleist lineup, you can make it in this truck.
Correct.
Wow.
So we use a 2-part epoxy. So this will dry in around 5 to 10 minutes. So player requests, hey, you know, it's looking like I'm going to need a 3-wood that is a little bit hotter this week. It's a little firmer in the fairways. So we'll take that request, 2-part epoxy, put a shaft together, cut it to length, put a grip on it, and then get it weighted up exactly to the specifications for that player. You know, we talked about maintenance. One of the key things to maintenance is loft lies. So again, Justin Thomas, he's going to get his loft lies checked every major. So we want as consistent a product as we can. So what we want to do, when we looked at it and we looked at different loft lie machines, we'll go, how can we make it consistent? Well, we couldn't find one, so we made one. So we had one of our engineers, Chad Arch, back in Carlsbad, just make us our own. So all of us are a little different height, a little different eyes. So instead of our eyes measuring score lines, the machine does it for us. So it uses a camera to just tell me how level my score lines are. Everywhere we build a Titleist Tour Club, we have one of these machines. So when all these guys go to the Open here in a month, they can trust that they're gonna get the same level, and they can check everything, and everything that we do here will be exactly the same on this truck, our other truck in the US, our truck in the UK, our truck in Korea, our truck in Japan. It's always gonna be the same.
Consistency level million.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. And then we have Drew Page here, who takes care of Scotty Cameron putters. He's in the putter spa area, getting the grip dialed in.
It's a little baby T action here on a low back 5, so yeah, all of our grips on that side. We got a couple guys in here, Peter Uline, Jordan Spieth, JT's grips are in here, and then, you know, some specialty colors and stuff like that, guys. That CT Pan, he loves purple, so we keep some of his grips in here too.
That's cool, yeah.
So, and then we have the special head cover from this week.
That's awesome. Look how cool that is. That is. I love it.
Scotty Cameron putters, Circle T for tour use only there. And then obviously this is a special one, but the drawer that everybody loves to see too.
Oh yeah.
That way you get a mix of everything, all different blades, and then also different heads that we keep in here.
One out.
Yeah, of course.
It is. That's wild.
And I don't need a loft lie, but I'll kind of show you how it works here.
Same design here. Scotty made his own machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it sets in there. Then you have this little bar that's magnetized a little bit. It'll set in there, and then there's an arrow that points at this is the lie angle. So right there we have loft and offset that measures when it's on this side. The bar's on this side, and then I can swing it around. It goes here, and it'll show you the lie angle there.
Average loft on tour is going to be 3.5 on a putter, so a little movement can have a pretty big percentage effect. So these guys, you know, and the metal and the Cameron putters are so soft, you know, and these guys travel around the globe, so, you know, Drew's going to check loft and lie on a lot of putters throughout the week. So this is our player lounge area, so we set it in the middle of our truck. Reason being is between Titleist Golf Club, Scotty Cameron putters, and Voki wedges, they have kind of different needs. So this way a player or a caddy can kind of hang out in our lounge, talk to Drew, talk to our techs, or talk to Aaron. So we keep it fully stocked with snacks,
There you go.
drinks, coffee to keep you going. And then one of the more unique ones that you won't see on any other truck out here is the Voki room. More than 50% of the wedges on a given week, even at a major, are going to choose Voki. So you have the busiest man in golf here. So no other truck has a room dedicated to just wedges.
So AD, they ever let you out of there or what?
This is my home.
This is it.
It's my home away from home.
Headphones down in here
Yeah.
and everything. What's going on, buddy?
Come on inside, man.
Great to see you again.
This is a great workshop. I'm really lucky. For years, I've been doing this job since '07, and I've been running this grinder since then. It's loud.
Yeah.
And then doing all the custom stamping. Eventually, somebody's going to yell at you for it. And you know, Dave and Peter were great. They're like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and put you in a spot and let you have a door, so we can actually close this glass door, which is awesome. And they always joke that I'm a zoo animal or something, but
Yeah.
so,
Don't let them out of this glass here. Yeah.
but it's a great room, and you'll see. I mean, they did such a great job of paying attention to the little details. In fact, when we were building this van, Pete and I were sitting down, and he's like, "What do you want to do with your spot?" And I said, "Well, I kind of like the way it is. We can just sort of follow that. We'll make a couple little changes here and there." But I said, what would be kind of a cool feel is if we turn this whole wall, which at the time was just solid, I said, we turn that into glass.
Yeah.
And then you can just kind of see inside.
Yeah.
But as far as this goes, we are always busy making wedges. It's the most commonly changed part of the bag, other than the ball. So we need a lot of inventory. We need some shafts, grips, all of our own little stuff. And this is really just a smaller version of what the big room is.
Sure.
Right.
Now, I mean, for you being the busiest guy here, it's Wednesday. How many wedges would you say you make during a week like this?
A week like this, we're anywhere between 50 and 60 on-site builds, probably another 10 to 15 pre-builds.
Yep.
There's prep work that took place ahead of that. I think the biggest thing for me is I don't really know what I'm getting into until I get to the venue. The weather could change it. We have a decent sensation of what a U.S. Open is like, so we can prepare for that.
Right.
But the best I can do is just ask questions, make sure guys have the tools they need, and then just make sure I have plenty of stock ready to go, just in case.
So they do let you out of your glass case once in a while.
Occasionally. I will say this, Monday I did not leave this room.
Yeah, I bet.
I started at, I think it's 7:30, and then we didn't leave till almost 6:15, so it was a long day. No bathroom breaks.
No
bathroom breaks, no lunch.
Monday's the day, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it, I'll start calling guys ahead of time and say, hey, have you played the course?
Yeah.
And some guys will go, yeah, we went out and played. And I'll start asking questions. What's the grass like? What are the turf conditions like? What were the bunkers like? So I'm asking a lot of questions, and it's all these different answers are training and preparing my mind for what I know I'll start seeing on Monday. So again, those things sort of dictate what we're going to make here in the van. And a big part of the selection process is based on bunker play, it's based on grass types, it's based on the rough, things like that. So the majority of guys are looking at a little bit less bounce, and most guys in the last couple of years have gravitated to the T-grind. That's been like number one for most guys. So they've already come in with that already in the bag. When you start dealing with the qualifiers, players from Japan, Europe, everybody's kind of coming in with something a little different.
Right.
And those guys need a little love, and so it's important that I've done the due diligence work. I know what the course is like.
Sure.
Now I can go out to the practice grounds and talk to the guys and just kind of get it ready to go. So that's
But like what we saw on the other side, regardless, no matter what they need, you can build it here. You've got
100%.
everything you need to build anything.
100%, yeah. And if I feel like I have an area here where we need to improve it,
Yeah.
I'll go home tonight and I'll do it tomorrow. So if it's something in polishing, stamping, like I'll have a meeting tomorrow with the polishers and I'll say, hey guys, these are some of the trends I'm seeing in polishing. Can we please focus on this? These are some stamping things I want to focus on. I'll go to Bob Voki and say, hey Bob, you know, based on the last few weeks, these are models that I think we need to start paying attention to, or maybe something we want to try. And those are the little things about this job that I absolutely love, because it's not as easy for some of the other guys to just walk in and go, hey, we got to make the driver do this, we got to change this, we got to do that. And that takes time. You know, I can physically go in and I can make something from scratch, and there it is. It's done and ready to go. So it's pretty fun. So there's your low bounce K.
Oh yeah.
That's a big hitter. Justin Thomas has got this in the bag. A ton of guys are using that right now. Here's the A. You guys seen the A? Inspired by Ogilvy and the work that we did together. You know, as he was playing a lot of golf in Australia, he was just like, man, the grounds are so firm. Anywhere in the sandbelt, it's tough. You know? So, you know, he was like, I need something that can kind of get me through there. And so Jeff and I worked on that guy there. That's a big one.
Yeah. So obviously lots of grind options in the line as it is, but beyond that, if you need to dial it in, that's where you can.
Yeah, and I'm polishing on maybe 70% in some capacity on everything we do. We've gotten much better over the years. So, you know, when you look at our line, it's pretty heavy. It's 23 stock models.
Right.
And then these are all exotics that we keep in here that we're learning from, that we're experimenting and exploring.
Wow.
This is the one thing I think is so cool to show. So like, we will keep tons and tons of stock. Now these are all different lines, finishes, lofts, bounces, grinds.
Got everything.
Yeah, now that's just that side. We've got the custom drawer. So like, if I have a
guy right there.
If I have a player who wants something really exotic, and we get a lot of those guys, if it's a complicated build for me or it takes a lot of time, I'll go home and I'll make 3 or 4 of them, and I'll have stock ready to go. So if Justin Thomas comes in and says, hey, I need my custom K, I got it.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like,
that's awesome.
He'll come in and he'll get one, and then a guy will come in and he'll go, play with Justin today. He's got this cool grind. What is it? And I go, let me make you one. So I can share that, and we can. You look at all these different models that we have. So we have plenty of stock, which is great. And again, because we change so often, because guys need to refresh their grooves, which is something that we just don't talk about enough. Like, how important is it to have fresh grooves?
Especially for majors, everybody definitely getting fresh for a major. 100%.
You gotta be fresh.
Yeah. But I mean, even consumers like us, like, how fun is it to hit that one shot, you know, where you get a fresh wedge?
It just bites.
But this is cool. So this is your stamping section.
Right.
That I remember that was in a different spot, but you're still doing these on the regular?
Yeah.
I mean, during a week like this, it's so busy. You still want stamps? Yeah.
All the time.
You never say, like, guys, I'm way too busy, can't do stamps.
Well, I should say that more, but I don't.
You don't, yeah.
You know, I'll just stay a little later and
well, there's the aesthetic, but there's a function to it too, right? Like, you're stamping some of, like, if you're bending different degrees, like a half a degree, are you doing that so the caddy knows what? Right.
Absolutely, yeah. So after we polish, if it's something custom, I'll try and create identifiers, right?
Yeah.
So if a player has 2 of the same grinds, but one is maybe 2 to 3 or 4 swing weights lighter, I'll create identifiers on the back of that club. So if he asks me questions, he goes, I don't really know which one I've got. I go, look at the back. What's it say? He'll be able to tell me. Or send me a photo.
Makes sense.
So you've got some of that on there. A lot of it really comes down to the aesthetics of what players are, what they're into. You know, sometimes it's a personal thing, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's meaningful.
Maybe
just
a
kind
bit
of
superstitious at times.
Could be at times,
yeah.
But it's the fun part of the job that I certainly enjoy doing, and so I try and do as much as I can.
Well, you got a lot of wedges to build, so we won't
we don't want to take
time.
up too much.
Busiest man right here.
You guys are
Busiest
always
man in golf
welcome
equipment.
here.
Yeah.
Aaron, thank you.
You got it. My pleasure.
We're gonna just close this door after you, just leave you in here. Is that it? Just
Flip. Boom.
a bit like a spaceship.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
All right. How cool is that?
That was something else. So you guys got to see it. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. We'll let these guys get to work because, like I said, busiest guys in golf right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's go watch some golf.
Let's go watch some golf. We'll see you guys later.